I recently learned that there are many, many types of petunias. When I first started going on this gardening journey, I expected them to look like the kind that are like little bushes. That was the kind that I saw in the store that inspired me to grow my own, and the type that my dad has grown in his yard. So when my plants started coming out looking like this, I was really surprised. So originally when my petunias started growing these really long vines, I thought it was them getting leggy, but it turns out that this is a feature, not a bug. With the trailing petunias, they're really low to the ground, and a lot of times people will put them in hanging baskets, and the leaves will spill over the side and they'll be full of flowers, and it's really pretty. And these flowers are the ones that only last for a day. In the morning, I come downstairs and they are bright blue and wide open, and then throughout the day, they slowly close and turn into a darker purple color until eventually they are a little dried up like that at the end of the day. Without fail, every single one has only lasted a day. And at the same time that I was germinating these, I was also trying to germinate night sky petunias, which are usually some kind of deep blue, purple color and have little white specks on them that's supposed to look like stars in the night sky. They look really pretty. I had put maybe 8 or 9 of them in a little container, same as this one. They were up on the windowsill the same amount of time, but only one of those germinated. And for the longest time, it just stayed this really tiny little sprout, to the point where I thought it was a runt. I don't know if that's a thing with plants, or something was wrong with it, but then one day it just started shooting up, and about a week ago, it grew flowers. Woo! Look how pretty it is. One of my favorite things about this petunia plant is that these flowers last. They started blooming about a week ago, and they're still alive. They didn't stop growing. And there are still so many blooms on here that are not open yet. This one over here is getting there, and then there's a bunch that are getting ready. I tried to count them. I got to about 15, and then I wasn't sure which ones I was like recounting or missed. So I am really excited for how many flowers this is gonna have all at once. And also, unlike my blue petunias, these actually have a scent, which is what I assumed all flowers do, but the blue ones don't really smell like anything. They're just really pretty. These have a very light floral scent. It's not overwhelming, but I did notice it when I was standing across the room from them. Like I said, these were supposed to be night sky petunias, but just like I was happily surprised that my orange ones turned into this really pretty blue, I think these are even prettier than the night sky ones. They're just this really light lavenderish pink color, and they make me really happy. I'm in remission from cancer, and ever since then, I have just been taking things slower and just being generally happy that I'm alive. And these flowers feel like the physical embodiment of that. For instance, because these flowers, the blue ones, only last for a day, I come down every morning and I look at the windowsill and I'm excited to see how many are blooming that day. Usually each plant will only have one at a time. Sometimes they do have 2, and that's really exciting. And I'll say it's a 2 flower kind of day, or it's a 5 flower kind of day. So if you're just looking for a very peaceful hobby that doesn't require much of you, I would try giving flowers a go. They're a little bit easier than fruits. I'll talk about my fruits a little bit later next time, but yeah. Until then, happy flowers!